Well, it can be difficult to memorise stuff, and I have a distinctly average memory, but I know tricks and techniques that everyone can use to help you remember the kind of information that you kind of think would be difficult to remember.
Because I think the reasons that sometimes our passwords are so simple and we use the same one is because it is so hard to remember a different password for every single website that we want to access.
Yes.
But that's what they say you should do.
Yeah. So if you've got, you know, Amazon and Yahoo and all the other things that you're trying to log into, how do you remember? What tips have you got for remembering a different password each time?
Well, your brain and your memory loves images. It loves imagery. So if you create a story in your head using certain images that will help remind you of what the password is, that will definitely help. There's a simple method called the low-key method, which is a journey that you know very well, such as, you know, from your front door to all the way through the house upstairs. If you place in your imagination certain pictures or images in those places, you will remember a long sequence of numbers or words.
Can people really do that? I mean, on average, we need 19 different passwords.
Yes.
Can you, an ordinary person,
yes, it's just
a bear of little brain, 19 times remembering a route through somewhere in order to access a different website?
Yes, well, that's one technique. So if you create images, so an example of something like numbers are very difficult to remember because they're so cold and we can't really associate anything. So you can create an image for each number in your head. So a common one is 1 is a gun, 2 is a shoe, 3 is a tree, 4 is a door. So if you need to remember something for banking, you associate that with money. So if you have some sort of image to do with money there, as you walk through your front door, say, and then you have a sequence of images that will help you remember the number.
Well, this is like doing history O-level. I mean, this is...
I know, it sounds...
You've got to remember all these facts and figures, you know.
It sounds like it would be difficult.
19, don't forget. It's a heck of a lot.
Yes, that's very true. Oh, there is... People tend to use the same password, so there's going to be a phrase or something they always use. Unfortunately, the most common one is password.
Yes.
But,
That's extraordinary, isn't it?
I know. 000, there we go, that's fine. So if you have the kind of a generic, something like a certain word you always use, you should add something on the end. Say, what looks like a random sequence of numbers, you could just...
But it's got to be different 19 times.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the problem.
But if you use memory techniques, you can remember vast amounts of information.
You can.
Do you have 19 different passwords for all different
I'm going to admit,
websites?
I do not have 19 different passwords.
Okay.
But I don't really use many online things.
Don't you?
Twitter and Facebook.
There is one other solution. That's put them all on a piece of paper and hide it. Then you got to remember where it's hidden.
Tie a knot in your handkerchief, so I remember where it is.
The old-fashioned ways.
Yes.
Lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed.